It's Wednesday night, which means it's time for another round of Yay or Nay with Locke. You ready, my man?
What would you do if I said I wasn't ready?
I would just force you.
I'm ready, though.
I just throw. It'd be like a pitch, batter not expecting the pitch coming.
I'm ready. My favorite night of the week.
As of right now, Tennessee should get in the NCAA tournament before Kentucky. Yay or nay,
as
Locke?
of right now, I'm going to say no because Kentucky's coming off the Florida win. Obviously, we got to see how the teams do. That memory of the beatdown in Knoxville, it's hard to say. But, Kentucky beat them in Rupp, so I'm going to say right now the Cats have a little bit more momentum in the recent going. Although, again, Tennessee 6-2 in their last 8. I respect what they're capable of doing, but right now I'm going to go with the Cats over the ball.
Now let's go to your boys, Virginia. They're also like Kentucky, they're on the bubble. Right now, if you're the, try to be objective here. Right now, if you're the selection committee, who you taking, Virginia or the Cats?
And I'm taking Virginia because I can't be objective. I'm sorry. Virginia they beat North Carolina, NC State, Duke, Tennessee, and at Wisconsin. All those wins are better than anything Kentucky's done except for Florida. The problem with Virginia is they have some of the worst losses. Their loss to Old Dominion was 100 times worse than Kansas's loss to TCU. Virginia's 0-3 against the Colonial Athletic. It just depends on whether you like big wins or whether you hate big losses. But to me, I think you got to evaluate a team at its best. And at its best, Virginia is better than Kentucky. So I think they should get in ahead of the Cats. But I understand penalizing a team when they just don't show up.
As of right now, Georgetown deserves the #1 seed over U of L. Yay or nay, Locke?
These are good questions.
The Hoyas beat them.
I know. At this point, you have to say absolutely. I mean, they are the #1 seed in the Big East, and they won the head-to-head matchup, and they ended the year with just an epic beatdown of Syracuse. So right now I got to give to the Hoyas. I would probably pick Louisville against Georgetown if they played. And maybe that was the next question, but as of right now, the Hoyas' body of work is better.
And Louisville, strangely, most of the bracketology's got Louisville as the #1 seed.
Yeah, you're right.
Georgetown is the 2. They seems like Louisville, perception-wise, is a little ahead.
And I think some of that has to do with the preseason rankings. Georgetown was unranked in the preseason. I mean, they among the others receiving votes, and it's hard for people to get over the idea that they don't really deserve to be there. Whereas Louisville, they've been there all along.
Right. Luke Hancock's outside shooting is the key to U of L making a run. Yay or nay, Locke?
I'm going to say nay. I'm going to still say Gorgui Dieng's offensive little extra outburst is the key. I feel like you know what you're going to get with the backcourt. Luke's threes are a big component, but I think what's a real game changer for Louisville is Gorgui making that free throw jumper, forcing the defense, and then he's shown he can really pass the ball as well.
And the good thing, one thing I think Luke will be before the year, I always thought, it's going to be a 2 for 18 from 3 or 1 for 15 that's going to get him beat. Maybe now that he's got confidence in shooting well, maybe they can avoid that.
Yeah, that's a great point because that is what we talked about. What's going to be the stat that you look at, and I think Luke helps you avoid nights like that.
Duke is currently the best team in the country. Yay or nay, Locke? I know how much you love the Dukies, baby.
Can you say nay in any bigger letters?
You're just dismissing this?
Absolutely. Look, you judge a team at some point. What do they do when they're not in the cozy, comfy confines of Cameron, where they get the friendly whistles and the BS calls?
They went to the Dean Dome.
So they've won one. Look, they played nine road games, I think, and they're 5-4. I mean, that's great. And they barely beat Boston College by 1 point. They are a product of playing at Cameron. They're undefeated with Ryan Kelly. Ryan Kelly's played one road game. Let them prove it away from Cameron. If Ryan Kelly's going to score 30 a game, they're the best team, but he's not going to keep that.
So who's the best right now in your opinion?
Indiana is the best team in the country. Look, they've got more road wins than any top 10 team, against quality competition. They won the best league outright. To me, I'm going IU.
Next, a team seeded 5th or lower will reach the Final Four this year. Yay or nay, Locke? You believe in a Cinderella making it all the way?
If you would have made that 4th, I would have said yay, but 5th is a little bit too much. I think once you start, then you're talking about teams in the 16 to 20 range. I don't see that. I know there's a lot of parity, but I still think once you get past the top 11 or 12, there's a little bit of gap to the next crew. So I'm not saying we're going to see all #1s or by any stretch, but I think a 5 seed's a little bit too much.
I think we could actually see chalk this year. I mean, if I had to pick
funny?
Duke, Gonzaga, Indiana, and Louisville would probably be my Final Four.
See, I'm throwing out Duke because I just refuse to believe because I hate them. I'm going right on the record with that. And Gonzaga, I'll trust them to the Elite Eight, but I'm going to take Miami, and I kind of like Ohio State sneaking in.
If Nerlens Noel's knee rehab is slow, he should return to Kentucky next season. Yay or nay, Locke? Cal already put a little feeler out there the other day.
He dropped that yesterday. Well, we'll hope to get a lot of this team back. The only reason Nerlens Noel comes back to Kentucky is he doesn't like money. I mean, that's it.
It's that simple.
It's just that simple. He's going to be a top 5 pick regardless, and you're talking about guaranteed millions of dollars. Get your rehab in. He doesn't need to prove anything to anyone else. You can't make yourself any more money, so you're just literally taking away a year of professional earnings to come back. I don't know why you would do that.
The Big East has been the country's best basketball conference the past 2 decades, Jay or Naylock, with all the nostalgia going on. Have they been the best?
Yeah, they have been. And at times I think they get too much credit because people ignore the bottom of the Big East, the Seton Halls, the DePauls, the Drek down there. But let's be honest, the ACC would be the only real competition over decades. And the ACC's had a down run the past 4 or 5 years. So in terms of consistent quality at the top, competing for titles, things of that nature, I have to give it to the Big East.
And finally, Tom Izzo is the best NCAA tournament coach in college basketball. Maybe not the best overall coach, but best tournament coach right now.
I'm going to say nay. I'm going to say it's Brad Stevens is the best NCAA tournament coach.
It's hard to argue that.
Because last 2 years, it was a 1 seed. They lost in the Sweet 16 to Louisville. The year before that, I think they lost in the first or second round. Yeah, obviously his resume is phenomenal, and he's top 2 or 3. But Brad Stevens took Butler to back-to-back title games. You got to give him the nod until they flame out.
I will definitely agree with you on that, Locke. Well, hey, thanks for joining me tonight.